Tantor Audio presents The Knowledge, How to Rebuild Our World from Scratch, by Lewis Dartnell. Narrated by John Lee. Introduction. The world as we know it has ended. A particularly virulent strain of avian flu finally breached the species barrier and hopped successfully to human hosts, or was deliberately released in an act of bioterrorism. The contagion spread devastatingly quickly in the modern age of high-density cities and intercontinental air travel, and killed a large proportion of the global population before any effective immunization or even quarantine orders could be implemented. Or tensions between India and Pakistan reached the breaking point, and a border dispute escalated beyond all rational limits, culminating in the use of nuclear weapons. The warhead's distinctive electromagnetic pulses were detected by defense surveillance in China and triggered a round of preemptive launches against the United States, which in turn spurred retaliatory strikes by America and its allies in Europe and Israel. Major cities worldwide were reduced to jagged plains of radioactive glass. The enormous volumes of dust and ash injected into the atmosphere reduced the amount of sunlight reaching the ground, causing a decades-long nuclear winter, the collapse of agriculture, and global famine. Or the event was entirely beyond human control. A rocky asteroid, only around a mile across, slammed into the Earth and fatally changed atmospheric conditions. People within a few hundred kilometers of ground zero were dispatched in an instant by the blast wave of intense heat and pressure, and from that point on most of the rest of humanity was living on borrowed time. It didn't really matter which nation was struck. The rock and dust hurled up high into the atmosphere, as well as the smoke produced by widespread fires ignited by the heat blast, dispersed on the winds to smother the entire planet. As in a nuclear winter, global temperatures dropped enough to cause worldwide crop failures and massive famine. This is the stuff of so many novels and films featuring post-apocalyptic worlds. The immediate aftermath is often, as in Mad Max or Cormac McCarthy's novel The Road, portrayed as barren and violent. Roving bands of scavengers hoard the remaining food and prey ruthlessly on those less well-organized or armed. I suspect that, at least for a period after the initial shock of collapse, this might not be too far from the truth. I'm an optimist, though. I think morality and rationality would ultimately prevail, and settlement and rebuilding begin. The world as we know it has ended. The crucial question is, now what? Once the survivors have come to terms with their predicament,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?